Squid Game is a 2021 South Korean survival drama television series. The series revolves around a contest where 456 players, all of whom are in deep financial debt, risk their lives to play a series of deadly children's games for the chance to win 45.6 billion South Korean won. The title of the series draws from the similarly named Korean children's game. Show creator Hwang Dong-hyuk initially came up with the concept in 2009. His idea came from his own economic struggles early in his life, as well as the class disparity in South Korea, and capitalism. Initially, he wasn't able to find a production company to fund the idea, until Netflix took an interest around 2019 as part of their drive to expand their foreign programming offerings. Now, I was initially skeptical to watch Squid Game. After I'd watched the trailer, I just thought it just seemed like another sort of far-fetched, violent and over-the-top TV show. But then suddenly a lot of people started talking about the show, from friends to family to even podcasts I was listening to. Everybody was talking about Squid Game. It almost seemed to have the same momentum that Game of Thrones had some years back, where everybody was talking about it. So after a while I decided to concede and see what Squid Game was all about. Let's just say I'm not sorry I watched Squid Game, as it is a brilliantly produced and fantastically made, well acted and phenomenal show. Groundbreaking, unique and authentic, Squid Game is definitely a must-watch. Now, South Korean film has become the hot topic of late, with excellent films like The Brilliant Parasite and Minari, just to name a few. But it is with a show like Squid Game that it really shows you how thought-provoking and how well-made South Korean filmmaking has become. And it fully deserves its international recognition. Squid Game is more than just a violent graphic TV show. It is a commentary on humanity as a whole, pointing to certain things like greed and how far we will go to make money, and what are our limits in terms of selling our morality and integrity, and stabbing your friend in the back. And it asks a big question: what will you do to survive? This show intentionally shocks and horrifies you, so that you can see the pure reflection of what we are as people. After all, we are just but animals trying to hide behind our technology and our culture. How on one hand we can be the most sophisticated and so advanced in building skyscrapers, advanced technology, ruling the world with an iron fist, and even heading off into space. On the other hand, we can be so cruel and uncaring and kill someone for just looking at us the wrong way. We can be so clinical, yet so emotional. The human condition is a complex one. And this show discusses that topic perfectly. Now, a lot of people just watch this show purely for the violence, as if they were Romans heading to the Colosseum to watch the gladiators battle each other to the death. People enjoy violence and gore and blood. But if that is all that you took from the show, then you've really missed the point. As I said, this show is a commentary on the human condition, and the fact that if you're just enjoying it for pure violence, then you have missed one of the most fundamental aspects of this show. I found myself often placing myself in the competition to see exactly what I would do. Who would I turn on? What would I do to survive? What would I do to make the money? For me, though, the pivotal part of the show is episode 2, where the contestants have now chosen to go back home, go back to their lives, to live out in peaceful circumstances. Yet, knowing full well what the games consist of, knowing full well they might never return, knowing full well they might have to kill, maim and murder just to survive, to make the money, to write off their debt, they choose to go back. I found this choice to be fascinating, to choose between being poor or the chance of being rich, no matter what the cost. And the show asks the question, is it better to live poor or die rich? The last episode, though, is also pivotal to the show, as it asks the question, was it really all worth it? Now, only you as the individual can answer these questions. Only you as an individual can understand what makes you tick and what you want in life, and where you draw the line with morality. The way the games play out are absolutely fascinating, as you see the development of interpersonal relationships, as people become close and work together, only for the games to force them to turn upon each other later on, as only one can win the money. You invest so heavily in these contestants and are astounded sometimes by the level of cruelty and lack of humanity. And then there are other times when you're rooting for them to hurt or kill the other person just so they can outlast until the next game. The sets are fantastic, the idea is phenomenal, the visuals are phenomenal, and of course the costumes are unique and original. Now, I watched this show in Korean with English subtitles, which I'd highly recommend, as it just lends to the authenticity of the show, as you hear the actors in their own tongue, rather than watching it with the dubbed version. I feel you will miss out on the nuances in the dubbed version, as their mouths are out of sync with the language, which makes it look clumsy. Now, I know some people inherently hate subtitles, but give it a chance and see if you can enjoy the show that way more. From the outstanding production to the incredible imagination behind the concept to the originality, I love the twists and the turns and the roller coaster ride that you are taken on. It is powerful, gripping, and absolutely brilliant. Squid Game gets a 9 out of 10.